morning, good morning, and happy hump day. Um, we're live. I'm trying some new things, and I'm not always successful when I do. So I'm getting to see some of the mayhem, some of the mayhem that I create or that follows me whenever technology is involved. And so I am determined. I'm just letting you know right now. I am determined to outwit mayhem. Every time I feel like, okay, I got it down, I know what I'm going to be dealing with, I hit a button and it says no video source. That was a new one today. There's no video source, even though I'm like looking at myself. So that's one. Uh, Another one that I got today was um, no connection. So we're overcoming. We're surmounting challenges. It's all going to turn out great. Kuan Yin is here supporting me. I got my flowers. I got my hummingbirds. I'm outside today in case you haven't noticed. So here we go. We are live on Facebook. I'm Valerie Shepard, the founder and CEO of the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. And I'm coming to you live, a little bit late, but live, a little bit later than I had originally wanted or designed. And we're in a hump day habitat. And I'm here to talk to you about self-mastery. Self-mastery. That's what we do at the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery, is we help people master themselves in their lives so they can exquisitely create whatever their lives send their way. And as I say often, our lives send us a number of things. And the question can be, why is that happening? That's not even necessarily the most important question. The most important question is, and what do I want to do about it? How do I want to show up in the midst of this situational dynamic that's showing up in my life? Like, how do I want to be me in this moment? How do I want to be me in this moment? So one of my seminal questions is, who am I being when I think I'm being me? Who am I being when I think I'm being me? Where does that come from? Where does a sense of me and how I should be come from? Where was that born? Where was that born? So I want to back up here for just a moment and say, greetings, greetings. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining any of the habitats. I would love for you to let me know that you're there. Type something into the comments. And if you are watching the replay, hashtag replay. It's wonderful to know who's getting something from these little chats, how you're implementing things and watching them unfold in your life, and what more you would like. How much more can we provide to help you spiral up into your high vibe life? Yay. So I'm sitting outside today wearing my headset because at any given moment there's noise out here that I didn't want to have to talk over. So I'm trusting that all is well and that you can hear me and everything's showing up beautifully. So again, thank you for being here. Hi out there, those of you who are with me. I would love it for you to type in and say hello. I'm going to be watching for comments, and I'm actually going to type one in now. This is one of the latest things I've been teaching myself. So please bear with me as I greet the peoples. I did it. Yay. Isn't it fun when you like master something new? Well, maybe that was a loose interpretation of the word master. How about if we just dip our little toe into the pond of something new? So, you may have seen my little commercials in the Bliss Collective and talking about what today's conversation would be about. I called this Who Built This Hamster Wheel in My Mind? Because I don't know about you, but people, when I think about mind chatter, when I think about when my mind just goes off and does something that I'm kind of like, why are you doing this to me? I usually do say that. Why are you doing this to me? My brain. And it usually happens when I'm trying to do something else, like sleep or rest or relax. So I want to talk about where this stuff emanates from and give you some tips and tools for not controlling the mind, but getting superiority over it. So I want you to, I would encourage and invite you to keep that idea in your heart. Like, what does it mean to have a superiority over something that's going on with you? Not over others, but superiority over the self. That's what self-mastery is. To master the eventualities that come up right here from me. It's me to me. Nobody else is doing it. Nobody else is in my mind saying, think these thoughts. Nobody else is in my mind saying, ramble, 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 ramble. That's not coming from anybody but me. And so when that happens, how am I going to be able to take charge, not control? Take charge, which I like to think of as rising to the occasion. This is the whole mastering me in my life so that I can exquisitely manage whatever life sends me. So exquisitely managing my own mind chatter. That's not getting it under control. That's not smacking it down. That's not saying shut up and go away. There are a couple of ways we're going to talk about this. First, I want to just tell you I'm really grateful for everybody who is in this beautiful Bliss Collective. Thank you so much for being here. Please invite others that we believe we can serve with the energy of the Bliss Collective, with the content of the Bliss Collective, with the gatherings and the activities. I can't wait till we can do some live things in person together. For now, we'll use this platform to be together. So please, please, please help us grow. And the whole idea is we're growing love on the planet. And like being a part of that is really, really feeds the soul, expands your life. So when you take what you're experiencing and going through at a heart level and you bring it to others, that's really a powerful thing that you're doing. And so I thank you for that. I encourage and invite you to do even more, more, to get people into the space of self-love, self-compassion, self-acceptance, and have that spread out into the world. Remember, as a member of the Bliss Collective, we have a hashtag Ask Valerie on Fridays. So you can put any question in the comment section or on a post, and I will answer them. If it's something that you feel is a little too tender, a little too private to just kind of blanket out there, you can send that to me separately with a little video or a private message, and I'll get back to you. And the whole idea here is to apply the teachings. This is not about head knowledge, okay? This is not about head knowledge. It's all about heart wisdom. It's about how you embody it, walk in the speak, walk in the knowledge. Knowledge is not power. Power comes from putting knowledge into action day after day after day after day after day after day until it becomes second nature. Like brushing your teeth, starting your car, walking up and down the steps. It becomes a part of just the way you do life. That's what we're about. It's second nature. You don't have to stop and go, now what was I supposed to do when this happens? No, you just do it. That's where we're headed. That's the journey. That's the journey that I am committed to for myself. And I'm committed to shepherding others who want to be on it with me. Yay, I don't think we're ever done. We're always expanding. The universe is always in a state of expansion. And the expansion in us comes from our willingness to say, I don't think that's serving me. Not it's wrong, it's bad. It's I don't think that's serving me. So if it were serving me, what would it look like? What would it be? How would I do it differently? I think I just created a rhyme. What would it look like? What would it be? How would I do it differently? What would it look like? What would it be? How would I do it differently? Now, wouldn't that be something to keep in your mind as a mantra instead of the hamster wheel? So, let's talk about this thing. So when we think about rambling mind, some people have called it monkey mind. I don't like to think about that. I don't know. There's something about the idea of monkey mind that feels like it's completely out of my control. Monkeys are a different species. They jump around in trees and on the ground, and that doesn't work for me. If it works for you, don't change it. I'm not saying you should change it. I'm just saying that's not worked for me. So I don't tend to call my rambling mind monkey mind, although it does ramble. It does ramble. So I tend to think of rambling mind, and I tend to think of it on a hamster wheel. The hamster wheel is where I am without direction, without maybe conscious engagement, and without purpose. Without direction, without conscious engagement, without purpose. So it's sort of running on autopilot. I also say it tends to run amok. It tends to run amok, meaning it's taking me somewhere I don't think I want to be, and I don't think I need to be. Like, why am I going over there in this moment? That's something that's not of my choice, not by my design, and so therefore maybe not really serving me. So the rambling mind is something that is getting in the way of the exquisite nature of me being expressed in the moment. So what if you just let that percolate for a minute? The rambling mind, all over the place, is being in the way of the exquisite nature of me being expressed, not thought about, expressed. So how is the exquisite nature of you expressed? Maybe it's expressed in a smile. Maybe it's expressed in the energy of compassion toward others. Maybe it's expressed in excitement and invigoration about what's at hand. Like, what is mine to do in this moment? Like, maybe it's expressed that way. Yeah, I get to blank, fill in the blank. I get to work out. I get to eat well. I get to take a walk in nature. I get to put my exquisite ability into this project. I get to serve at this company. I get to help in my community. Like, maybe that's the expression of the exquisite nature of you. So whenever an aspect of you is taking you away from that, it's definitely worth noticing. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? So again, the rambling mind is not necessarily bad. It's an opportunity. So when we say your life is happening for you, not to you, the situational dynamics of your life, the circumstantial dynamics of your life are opportunities. And that's not Pollyanna. That's not like, oh, let's just make it a good thing. That's not what I'm saying, because some of those circumstantial dynamics are crap. And they are giving you an opportunity to do something, to notice something about you, to express something from you. So when something in your life is taking you away from the exquisite nature that you are, notice and then lean in. It's not notice and go, blah, run away. A fear response, not bad, except there's no danger in noticing you. There's no danger. You're not going to die by noticing that what you're doing isn't serving you. In fact, the moment you notice something you're doing is not serving you and you actually make a decision to change it, you give yourself an opportunity to live, not die, to live at a higher level, at a higher vibration. So whenever you're stuck in this, unconscious hamster wheel of a thought. I put hamster wheel here because it just feels like thoughts are coming and I'm just chasing them, chasing. So here's what I notice. And here's an invitation for you to notice for yourself, your own variation on this theme that has been happening for me. So here's what I notice. When something triggers fear in me, my mind runs. So let's say I'm afraid of completing something and I've got something really big on my plate. There is a time clock. It doesn't have an endless time clock. It does have a time clock. And there can be a concern that I'm not going to make it. I mean, even getting ready for this happy chat in the mornings, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 8:19 and I don't know what I'm going to talk about. That happens a lot. And I'm not sure what's the most profound thing to say that'll really touch people's hearts. And really, it's the profound nature is so that it bubbles up in you. That's what I want. And when I notice that I'm like, I'm not getting there, I don't know. Unknown can trigger this a lot for me, the unknown. And all of a sudden, thoughts just come in. Boom, 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 boom. Here's one. I don't know what to say. It's not going to happen right. And stuff happens. I'm embarrassed. They're not going to like it. They think I'm an idiot. All these thoughts. I'm not immune to them. Even though I'm the one teaching from the point. I'm not immune to anything I teach. In fact, that's why I teach it. Because I'm still on the path of my own self-mastery in all of these situations. And I want you to come along. Well, I invite you to come along with me. So rambling, proceeding without a specific goal or purpose or direction. You're just wandering from one place to another, rambling in your mind. You're alighting on what you aren't. You're alighting on what happened yesterday. You're alighting on fears about something coming up. You're just popping in all of these different places where you are rambling. The rambling mind. And right behind me, I hope that you can't hear it. Yay! I got the idea to put on the headset before any of the loudness happened, and there is the landscaping people right behind me. Yay, I was right. It helps to prepare. Yes. So, rambling, the thoughts almost feel automatic. They occur without your conscious involvement. Just something pops in, like blinking, like breathing. It just happens. So one way that you can actually notice when you're in this rambling pattern is just stop what you're doing and maybe set a timer if you have one. Set a timer for like 30 seconds and just take a deep breath and sit quietly and just notice. Notice how many thoughts come in that 30 seconds. 1, just count them. Don't attach. Just count them. 2, 6, 10. For 30 seconds, count your thoughts. Boom. Make note. Oh, I had 36 thoughts. Or maybe you're really practiced at quieting. You only had 12. Or maybe you only had 6. Doesn't matter. It's not a contest. Who gets the most or who gets the least. That's not what it's about. This is always about self-mastery. Starts with self-awareness. Self-awareness starts with being a fly on the wall in your own life and noticing what you're doing. Not having someone tell you. That helps too. But just you going, wow, look at me. Here I am doing A, B, C, D. Or here I am not doing A, B, C, or D. So you're noticing. 30 thoughts. Then do it 30 more seconds. Take another deep breath. Notice the nature of the thoughts. Oh, okay, so, there was one about money. Oh, there was one about belonging. Oh, there was one about being liked. Money, again. Oh, being a failure. Never going to get it done. Oh, there's don't forget you need to do this, don't forget. Maybe, okay, so most of them are don't forget. So when you have an idea of what is the ramble about. And I say, do this even if you're laying in bed. If you have to, keep a notebook by your bed so that what you're trying to do is interact with the ramble in a way that you're conscious and that you are telling the ramble, thank you. I appreciate you. I understand what you're trying to tell me, how you're trying to serve me, how you're trying to protect me. Like if you could look at your rambling mind instead of as something horrible, as something that you want to whack-a-mole, it's something you want to stop it. I wish I could stop my rambling mind. What if you said, what is my rambling mind? What's the gift that my rambling mind is offering me? And then as soon as I say, hello, rambling mind, thank you for that gift, it stops rambling. Like, what about that? What about the rant? If you saw it as my ranting mind, sometimes I see a rant and I feel a rant coming from my mind. I haven't been listening. And so it's saying, listen, girlfriend, you need to pay attention to me. I am serving you. I'm serving at the pleasure of the queen or the goddess, and that's me. And so for some reason, from my subconscious or unconscious self, the mind is trying to serve. The mind is trying to offer up on a platter that which will make me stronger, better, lighter, faster, happier, healthier, prettier. The mind is serving. It's doing what it's designed to do. You're not going to ever stop it. Never, ever, ever. And you actually don't want to. That's the beauty in really being conscious. I don't want to stop my mind. I want to be in right relationship with my mind. I want to be in ideal relationship with what the mind is offering, with what the mind is serving. So you do those two things. So your greater self-awareness and self-acceptance comes from your understanding what's going on. So you do the first 30 seconds. Count. Just what's the number? Is it a lot? Who knows what a lot is? Just count and receive the number. Then take a breath, shake it off. Do another 30 seconds. Notice what's the nature. This one you definitely want to write down. I'm thinking a lot about money. So then you would go into the situation. So what's the situation with me and money? What is my mind trying to support me with relative to my relationship with money, relative to the dynamics with money? Maybe I've forgotten to pay a bill. That's happened with me twice lately. It wasn't that I was afraid that I didn't have money. It was, oh crap. And believe it or not, one of these was the thought had come in and then I raced off to do something and had forgotten it. One of those, that was one. Another one was, my goodness, I have not received an invoice. This is for something very important to me. I had not received an invoice from my book distributor for months. I have no record of receiving an invoice. And I hadn't done anything about it. Like, so my judgmental mind wants to make me bad or wrong, wants to say, what kind of business manager could you be? How are you, taking responsibility? Like, where's your personal responsibility when you don't even notice that you're not doing anything about noticing that you haven't gotten an invoice? And so what I'm saying is, when you look at the nature of the mind's rambles and you understand what's in there, you might get a clue or several. You might get a clue or several to why you're rambling, why it's trying to take you away from fixing lunch. Ain't that important compared to there are several invoices that you're not paying attention to that could end up being seriously problematic. Like, what if I'm not getting messages and my book, they take my book out of storage and distribution and I have to find another distribution house? So are you tracking with me? So 30 seconds to count. How rambling is my mind? And that's not to say it's good or bad. Remember, it's not about that. It's just a point of information that contributes to my self-awareness. When I talk about my rambling mind, it rambles at the rate of about 30 or 40 thoughts in a 30-second period. Information, awareness. Then, and usually, you might do this experiment multiple times, and usually I'm finding that a large part of them have to do with money. And it's not fear of not having money, it's the way I'm managing my money, what I'm not doing. I haven't made any contributions to charity in a long time. Why am I hoarding my money? Or being frivolous with my money. Maybe I'm, going out to eat too often, even though I have a refrigerator full of food. I don't know. That can be one of mine because I love to go out to eat. So that can be one of mine. Like, why are you grocery shopping and going out to eat? Do one or the other. I'm just throwing out some options. You want to see what's in your rambles. What are they telling you? How are they protecting you? How are they loving on you? What if you could be in the curious mind of, okay, rambles, how are you loving on me right now? I want to know how much love I'm getting from inside me from my rambles. Are you feeling me? I'm hoping that, okay, so right now with me, just take a deep breath. Can you get into the energy of my rambling mind is of service to my higher good? When I engage with my rambling mind, I actually find new ways to love, honor, and care for myself. When I befriend my rambling mind, like I say, lean in. When you lean in, like you really want to know, when you lean into it, what more is possible? What are the possibilities that come from spending quality time engaging your rambling mind instead of trying to beat it into submission? How much of our lives would improve if we stopped trying to beat things away and stopped trying to resist the life that's coming up from inside of us and said to it, show me what it is you are offering so that I know better how to receive it, how to put it into practice, how to embody the wisdom, the fun, the engagement of it all. How much more could be possible? How much more could be possible? Okay, I'm checking on comments. I see a couple of you with me. Thank you very much for being with me. I appreciate your presence. I know that you have lots of places you could choose to be, and to be here with me is a gift. And I thank you and I honor you, and I'd love it for you to type in, hey there. I'm looking for comments. I'm not seeing them. So back to this hamster wheel of you might want to get on the hamster wheel with your mind for a little bit and look around. What's the view like? Are you running fast or slow? What makes you stop? When do you skip and say it again and say it again and say it again and say it again, say it again differently, say it again, say it again, say it again a little bit differently? So then comes the pattern interruptus. When you notice the pattern and it's not serving you, like I used to think sometimes I would go into a pattern of believing that the other person was judging me. Automatically just showed up. I know now where that came from. We're going to go into that in another Hump Day Happy Chat. But it was a creation of past traumas and misinterpretations and misunderstandings of my mind that were imposing themselves in the moment. So when you're not present, what's coming in is the past, and it was telling me people in the present moment were judging me. So that used to be a constant theme that went along with my idea of not being lovable. Anybody out there who is experiencing that, it would be nice to say, I understand what you're going through, Valerie. Hits me too. So the idea of not being lovable as me, as the woman that I am, as the woman incarnated in a black body, as the woman who's done this or not done that, the belief that I'm unlovable would mean that all these people outside me are always judging me, constantly judging me, and I'm constantly having to, quote unquote, fight against that, prove myself, effort to show them I'm worthy of love. People please. All kinds of things come under the constellation of wanting to be lovable, wanting to be loved. So my interruptus, my pattern would be about that. So as soon as I would notice I'm in a conversation and I can hear thoughts in my mind that are leading me down this path of they're not really honoring me or they're judging me, which you can imagine if that's your thought, that's going to change your behavior because you believe they're not liking you. So you're going to change your behavior. You're either going to get indignant, you're either going to get I'm out of here, you're either going to get please, you're genuflecting. Oh, but you're so kind, you're so nice, I'm so lucky to have you. There's going to be some change in the way you are perceiving, or the way you are, it's not performing, the way that you are acting in the moment, based on this rambling mind taking you into no man's land, no woman's land, no person's land. Got it? So you have to interrupt the pattern. Boom, just like you snap your fingers. Nope. So what I do, I work this out with my spiritual counselor. There's 2 words that I say to remind me to interrupt the pattern. Here's the 2 words. Hi, Eloisa. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to see you. So here's 2 words. It's really simple. Flip switch. Flip switch. As soon as I hear the constant thoughts, I'm not good enough, they don't like me, I don't know how to do it, this is never going to get done, any of those kind of rambling mind over and over and over thoughts, I say out loud, flip switch. Why? Because when you flip a switch, things change. Flip switch lets me know I'm in a pattern that's not serving me, and my job is to interrupt it without making myself bad or wrong that I was in the pattern to begin with. It's not about bad or wrong, right, Kuan Yin? It's about compassionate engagement. The Kuan Yin is the bodhisattva of compassion. Why is she sitting on my front porch? So that every time I go in and out, I touch her feet or her head and I remind myself, ooh, it's bringing up energy. I remind myself, my job is to love, and I have to start with myself and give myself compassion and love, even in the midst of seeing that what I'm doing isn't necessarily serving me. It's not necessarily serving me, but it's to be in compassion. So I notice, I flip the switch, and then I keep going higher and higher, right? Flipping the switch and staying in neutral, staying in love energy keeps your vibration high, so you can attract what you want as you do the next steps. So up, flip switch. I take a deep breath. Now what I'm noticing happening is I just flip switch, take a deep breath, the thoughts have quieted. So take a deep breath and you wait to see what's happening. Are the thoughts still there? Okay, then you engage them. I've got the hiccups now. How funny. So you watch them like clouds passing. Oh, there they are. Again, you get to know them. What are they about? Oh, that's right. I didn't cancel my flight arrangements. Oh, that's right. I haven't taken my morning vitamins. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. Notice that they are actually trying to serve you. And even if they're thoughts that are saying, I'm afraid about not having money, I'm afraid about not having money, don't spend money, you might not have any more. Even that is serving you because it's letting you know there's something underneath the surface of you that is fearful about the way you manage money or how money's coming in. So that's something you can go into. Detach. Then the last step, the very last step, is you invoke or direct. So if you really want to get superiority over your thoughts, the place where I started first, so when I flipped the switch, the place where I started first was to invoke, direct my mind where I want it to go so it's not rambling anymore. So I direct it. So I flip the switch. And as soon as the thought comes in, oh, I don't know what to do with my money. I don't know how to do my money. I'm so worried about money. Boom, I direct, flip switch, breath, direct at the thought. I am an exquisite manager of God's blessings in the form of money energy. I love money and money loves me. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. Whatever I need to know to manage my money better, I am being shown the way now. So do you see the direction? I direct the thoughts into a higher vibration of affirmation and increase. Affirmation and increase. Never diminishment. I never say, I am not losing money. That's diminishment. It's a not. I go to affirmation and increase. My wealth is accumulating beautifully now. I am a magnet for Benjamins. I always say it's raining Benjamins into my life. Benjamin is Benjamin Franklin, who's on the $100 bill. So I would like to have thousands upon thousands of Benjamins raining down like pollen from a tree in the middle of allergy season, raining down into my life. Okay, so you got the steps now? You got the steps? You notice, you take a breath, you flip the switch, you take another breath, you allow the thoughts to quiet, and if they're not quieting in a way that serves you, direct them. Invoke a mantra that is positive, affirmative, and increasing. A mantra that is affirmative and increasing. So that's it for today's edition of the Hump Day Happy Chat. I'm so grateful for your presence. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. We got started a little bit late because of my techno troubles. And so we're running a little bit longer than usual. And I thank you so much for being here. I want to shout out to all members of the Bliss Collective, whether you're live or on the replay. I'm grateful for your presence, and I'm grateful for the commitment that you're making to transforming you in your life so that your life can be transformative in the world. I'm sending you many, 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 many blessings, and I always close the Hump Day Happy Chat with the Karanaya Metta Sutra, the Metta Prayer, the prayer for loving kindness from the Buddha. May all beings be peaceful. That's you. May all beings be safe. That's you and me too. May all beings be happy. Yay! May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. That is your true nature. It's light, it's love, it's compassion, it's joy. Can you awaken to that? Express that, be that in everything, especially the most difficult situations, the ones you don't understand, the ones you don't want. May all beings awaken to the magnificent light of their true nature, and may all beings be free. Yay, emotional freedom is the shizzle. Many blessings. Happy Hump Day from the Hartley Center for Mindfulness and Self-Mastery. Thank you for being here. I love you. Bye now.